So now we will understand what is reshape, flatten, Ravel and transpose method in the NumPy library over here. So guys, basically what is the meaning of reshape? So this function changes the shape of an array without changing its data, and it returns a new array with the specified shape. So guys, for example, if we are having the one-dimensional array, then you can convert it into a two-dimensional array, that is a matrix, by using the reshape function. And this is the way that you provide the reshape method over here. You also provide the desired shape within this parenthesis as the parameters for this particular reshape function. So guys, let us understand this with the help of examples in VS Code over here. So simply I'm going to create a new file in this case, and then we will say reshape flatten.python file over here. Now guys, simply we are going to import the library, that is NumPy in this case, as np, and then what we are going to do is, let us say we want to create a new array over here which is a one-dimensional array. So simply we will have np array over here, and then let us say we have the list as 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 up to 100. So guys, over here we have the list from 10 up to 100 in this case. So what we want to do is, this is a one-dimensional array and we want to convert it into a two-dimensional array having 2 rows and 5 columns. So guys, basically the elements in the first row will be from 10 to 50 over here, and then the elements from 60 to 100 must be present in the second row. So how we can do that? So before applying the reshape method, let us print the original array over here. So simply we are going to provide the formatted string in this case, and then we will say original array, it is equal to, followed by the array variable. Let me just save this file now and try running this code. So as you can see, we have this original array having the elements between 10 up to 100 over here. Now guys, we are going to reshape the array. So simply we are going to say reshape of array as the comment over here, and then simply we are going to say reshaped array as the new variable, since the reshape method is going to return us the new array in this case. So simply we are going to make use of the np library over here followed by dot, and this time we will make use of the reshape method as you can see. Now guys, this method, it takes some parameters over here. So as you can see, the first parameter is the array that we want to pass. So basically this is the original array that we want to use. So we have the array variable over here followed by comma, and then you can see that it is expecting the shape to be provided in the form of tuple over here. So guys, simply we are going to provide open and close parenthesis, and we will say 2 by 5 matrix because we want 2 rows and then 5 columns. So 2, 5 is the shape that we want to provide as the second parameter for this reshape method, and then simply we are going to print the formatted string, that is reshaped array in this case, it is equal to, and then simply we will say reshaped array over here. So let me just save this file now and try running this code over here. So as you can see, we have the reshaped array, it is equal to, we have the first row that is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and then we have the second row over here that is 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, which was created from the original array that was one-dimensional array. So guys, we are successfully able to create a two-dimensional array from a one-dimensional array over here by providing the shape to the reshape method. What if we provide the 3 by 3 matrix? So guys, the total number of elements will be 9 if we provide the 3 by 3 matrix, and it is not going to match the number of elements that are present inside the original array, which are 10. So let us see what will be the output over here when we provide 3 by 3 matrix. So when we save this file now, after providing the shape over here to the reshape method and run this code once again, you can see that cannot reshape array of size 10 into shape 3 by 3. That's because it will be only able to use the top 9 values and not all the values. So guys, always remember, we have to provide the shape in such a way that all the elements should fit into that particular matrix when we are reshaping the original array over here. So simply we can provide 5 by 2 as well, since 5 multiplied by 2 will give us 10. So in this case we are going to get 5 rows and 2 columns. So when we save this file now and try running this code, as you can see we are having the 5 columns, that is 1 2 3 4 5, and each, so as you can see we are having 5 rows over here, and each row is having 2 elements since we have provided 5 by 2 as the shape in this case. So guys, in this way easily you can reshape any original one-dimensional array into a multi-dimensional array as well. You can also provide the 3 dimensions over here in order to create a 3-dimensional array. Now guys, apart from this, you can also make use of the flatten function, which returns a one-dimensional array copy of the array, So it always returns a new array, and modifying the flattened array does not affect the original array over here, since it returns the copy of the array. So guys, this is the example as far as the flatten method is concerned. So what we are going to do is we will make use of the reshaped array that we have, which is of the 5 by 2 matrix over here, and convert it into a flattened array this time. So simply we will say flattened array over here, it is equal to, we will say np followed by dot, and then simply we will say flatten over here. Now guys, we are not getting the flatten method, so we are going to make use of the variable that is reshaped array followed by dot, and now we should be able to get the flatten method. So guys, basically this flatten method is present for the array that we have created over here, and then simply we will provide the open and close parenthesis this time. Let me just provide the comment, that is flattening of the array. So over here simply we are going to print the flattened array in this case, which should be now equal to this particular one-dimensional array. That's because the flatten method is opposite to the reshape method over here. The reshape method helps us to convert the one-dimensional array into multi-dimensional array in this case, whereas the flatten method helps us to convert the multi-dimensional array into a one-dimensional array in this case. So let us print the formatted string, that is flattened array, it is equal to, and then we will provide the flattened array variable. So we have the flattened array over here. Let me just run this code once again. So as you can see we have the reshaped array, and after using the 5 by 2 matrix, that is reshaped array, we have flattened the array once again, which is equal to 10 20 30 and then up to 100 over here. It is having one dimension in this case, which can also be called as vector. So guys, this is the way you can easily create the reshape or the flatten of a specific NumPy array based on your project requirements. Apart from this, we also have the Ravel function, which returns a one-dimensional array similar to the flatten method, but it returns a view of the original array whenever possible. So guys, basically if it is not possible to return a view, it will return a copy, and this is the example of the Ravel array over here. So let us provide the example, in this case Ravel of array. So once again we are going to make use of the reshaped array over here. So we say Ravel, it is equal to, we will say reshaped array followed by dot, and then this time we are going to have the Ravel function over here. Its functionality is similar to the flattened array over here, which means flatten function and the Ravel function are similar, but the flatten function helps us to get the copy of the array, and the Ravel function helps us in order to get the view of the array wherever possible. So guys, over here let us print this statement, that is formatted string over here. We will say Ravel array in this case. Let us correct the spelling over here. It is equal to, and then simply we will say Ravel over here, that is the variable name. So let me just save this file now and try running this code over here. So as you can see, once again we are getting the Ravel array, it is equal to 10 20 30 up to 100 over here. Now guys, what is the difference? I have already told you the flatten method helps us to get the copy of the array, whereas the Ravel method helps us to get the view of the array wherever possible. Now guys, apart from this, we also have the transpose function, which reverses the dimensions of an array. So for a two-dimensional array, it will swap the rows and columns, and this is the way that we can make use of the transpose function over here. So guys, what we will do is, the array that we had reshaped reshaped into 5 by 2 matrix, let us create a transpose of this particular reshaped array. So instead of having 5 by 2 matrix over here, the transpose will help us in order to swap the number of rows and columns. So now we will have 2 rows instead of 5 rows and 5 columns instead of 2 columns over here. So we should be getting 2 by 5 matrix this time. So guys, let us provide the comment over here. We will say transpose of matrix this time, and then we will have the transpose variable. It is equal to, simply we will say reshaped array over here followed by dot, and then we have this t property. So as you can see, this is the property that you can use in order to find the transpose of the array this time. So guys, we will provide the print statement over here, and then we will have the formatted string transpose array. It is equal to, and then simply we will say transpose variable name. Let me just save this file now and try running this code on the terminal. So as you can see, we had the reshaped array of 5 by 2 matrix, whereas now we are having the transpose array that is having 2 rows over here and then 5 columns this time. So guys, if you notice over here, instead of having the continuous numbers that is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 in the first row, we are having the column over here that is 10, 30, 50, 70 and 90 as the first row, and the second column is now present inside the second row over here for the transpose array in this case. So guys, this is very important. The rows will be converted to the column over here and the column will be converted to the rows over here in this case. So these are some of the differences as far as the reshape, flatten, Ravel and the transpose functions are concerned, and you can use them based on your project requirements wherever you want to reshape a specific matrix or flatten or Ravel the specific matrix in order to get the one-dimensional array, and the transpose of the matrix helps you in order to swap the rows and the columns of the matrix. So guys, comment in the comment section below whether you have learned something out of this video. Please make sure that you like this video so that it reaches to more people, and subscribe to the channel so that you get the notifications on upcoming videos as well. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, stay tuned.